Man, the shootout is stupid.
You're only saying that because the Ducks didn't win and get the extra point.
Yeah, but it's still stupid.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 5 of DDFR. Today, we're going to go over the Ducks' loss in a shootout to the Boston Bruins. Alright, so jumping right into it, there were only 2 goals scored in this game. One by the Ducks, one by the Bruins, and then obviously once we go into the shootout, those goals don't actually count. It's a team goal. So, there wasn't a whole lot to talk about in this game, mainly because it was just a huge defensive game, which is really funny because, this is the Ducks who are giving up the most goals in the entire league per game versus the top scoring offense in the league. So it would only make sense that 2 goals were scored, one by each team. So Vetrano, trying to help out Gibson, actually pays his goalie back by taking a 2-minute cross-checking penalty. Vetrano was trying to clear Taylor Hall out of the crease. I understand what he was trying to do, but Taylor Hall was going after a rebound that John Gibson left right there. The puck was already between Taylor Hall's legs and coming out towards Vetrano when Vetrano cross-checks him in the back. Not a smart penalty, and yeah. That's probably the only criticism you'll hear That's probably the only criticism that you will hear all DDFR of Frank Vetrano, because he had a really strong game otherwise. Scored the Ducks goal and, looked defensively responsible. And that's kind of what this game was just be defensively responsible. A big switch up in this game was Dallas Eakins basically telling his defenders to be more aggressive and be closer to each player. It hurt them a ton in the last game. They allowed Dougie Hamilton to creep down from the point and score. So being pressed up against these players when they're in the offensive zone is exactly what the Ducks needed to do, and good on Eakins for recognizing that and adjusting. The Bruins actually scored a goal early on in this game. It's not on here, and you'll hear why in just a second, but it was a 2-on-1, and it was a nice little pass to Jake DeBrusk for a one-time shot that beat John Gibson. And the Ducks challenged. I'm like, man, I thought it was a little close to offside, but I didn't think it was close enough to challenge. Well, turns out it was. And yeah, the Ducks win a semantics review because realistically, that goal should have counted in the spirit of what that rule is trying to prevent. That rule is trying to prevent another Matt Duchene incident where the player is 5 feet offside and there's no call. That was the margin. Seriously. That was the margin for Jake DeBrusk to be onside, and it was a semantics, review, and the Ducks won because, semantically, yeah, they were right. So by the end of the first period, the Ducks were getting outshot pretty heavily. It was 12-5, and honestly, I was happy at the end of the first period because the Ducks actually kept pace with the chances with the Bruins. The shots that the Bruins were getting, most of them were from the perimeter, and John Gibson had no issue dealing with them at all. Super easy. So the Ducks kept pace in the first period, and it was really nice to see. The Ducks looked like an actual hockey team that knew how to play defense. Both of these teams played a whole lot in the neutral zone because it was hard to get past each team's blue line. Alright, super early in the second period, we have the only thing that John Gibson did wrong this game. This was such a stupid play. So, Matt Grzelcyk getting back in the lineup for the Bruins. He's been out for a little bit. He passes the puck over to Hampus Lindholm. Hampus Lindholm takes a shot from the point. It gets deflected, and the puck just bounces towards John Gibson. And instead of trying to play it, he tries to chip shot it up and over Taylor Hall to get it to his defender, and it hits Taylor Hall's leg, and it just drops right in front of Taylor Hall. And of course, he just does a quick little spin around shot, and puts it right in. So the semantics review is, replaced with a really shitty goal by John Gibson. And I know that Taylor Hall scored the goal, but that goal was caused by John Gibson. And that's the worst thing that he did all game, because otherwise he was shut down. He was lights out in this one, and we'll talk about another big save that he had later on. So then we get to the Ducks' goal to tie the game. The only other goal in this game. This was just a really good play. Ryan Strome finds Mason McTavish, who's on a 2-on-1 with Frank Petrano. Mason McTavish, just cute, nice, little saucer pass. Like, this thing is just floating like a butterfly right over the ice. Lands right on Petrano's stick. One-timer. Boom. Tie game. Frank Petrano again. 3 goals in 4 games with the Ducks. You love to see it. Like, he has just been on fire to start the season. But, like, the pass from McTavish was what was really impressive. The pass from McTavish is what was really impressive, because it was just so soft and landed right where Vetrano needed it. So in saying that Gibson was pretty solid otherwise, he did look his shakiest in the second. There were a few big rebounds that he did leave, but, so a player that really surprised me to help John Gibson was Jamie Drysdale. Drysdale just clearing rebounds out from in front of John Gibson every time he would leave a big one, and he just looked defensively responsible. He knew when to get to the puck before the other team and when to allow the Bruins to take control of the puck. In the same breath of saying that John Gibson was shakiest in the second period, he probably made his most impressive save in the second period. There was a 2-on-1, and he throws his body over and makes an amazing save on Thomas Nosek. And man, Gibson was lights out in this one. I saw after the game that he posted a 1.65 goals saved above expected. Man, that is what you love to hear. John Gibson looking like 2016 through 2018 John Gibson. If we can get more of that, Ducks have a really good chance of winning some games. So the Ducks power play looked really pedestrian in this game, and they definitely need to work on it. It was not good. They just looked disjointed. But one thing that was really good, their penalty kill. Shattenkirk takes a penalty with 1:46 left, and this is actually a really smart penalty. Taylor Hall basically was about to corral the puck right in front of John Gibson as Gibson was sliding from his right to his left, and Shattenkirk just hooks his hands and disrupts the play. He probably saved a goal there. The Ducks are able to kill it off, and yeah, nice and easy. We then move on to the third, where Nathan Beaulieu puts the puck up and over the glass, and the Ducks kill it off again. So, way better penalty kill this game. Still don't like how undisciplined they were. As you'll see, they take another penalty in overtime. I will have a little rant about this in a second. But, Ducks penalty kill looked really good, and their power play looked really bad. They had 2 chances. Studnicka slashed the stick out of Jones' hand, and they did nothing with that. And then Hampus Lindholm took a tripping penalty with 33 seconds left of the game, bled over into overtime, and they still looked pedestrian in overtime, man. Somebody help this power play, because holy God, 4-on-3, you have a lot more open ice. Score a damn goal. Score a damn goal. They gave you 4 power plays, and you can't score 1? And then we get to what Derek Grant did. This dude can't skate. This dude cannot skate. On the broadcast, they say, oh, he was caught a little flat-footed. He was not caught flat-footed. This dude just can't skate. This dude decides, oh, it's a good idea to not be moving at all, while David Pastrnak, the biggest offensive threat on the Boston Bruins, comes directly at you. Buddy, if you can't skate, get off the ice. If you can't skate, get off the ice, Grant. if Eakins tries to... Why are you out there in overtime? Why are you out there in overtime, Derek Grant? As good as Eakins was with, like, telling them how to play defensively this game, what is this decision? Derek Grant should not be out there in overtime. So, with the penalties in overtime, Gibson makes this absolutely stand on his head save on David Pastrnak. Surprise, surprise. Gibson just kind of throws his arms up, and as he throws his arms up, Pastrnak shoots it right into his right shoulder, and he makes the save. And it's very, very John Gibson-esque. Just to desperation, throw your body out there and get a piece of it. Kept him in the game. Overtime was chaos, man. There was chance after chance after chance at each end of the ice. It was a barn burner. It really was. All right, getting to the shootout now. Yeah. So Jake DeBrusk went first. He just misses his shot wide. He tried to beat Gibson blocker side and, yeah, just missed the net. Trevor Zegras comes in and he kind of tries to be a little too cute and slows down, tries to make Ullmark open up 5-hole, and Ullmark just keeps it shut the entire time, puts his pad down, save on Zegras, nice and easy. Next shooter, David Pastrnak, and this one, John Gibson just kind of stays with him. David Pastrnak comes like directly at him and then kind of drifts away to the face-off dot just a little bit to try and get Gibson off his angle. Gibson just stays with him, and yeah, Gibson, nice little blocker side save on the left side, or on his right side again, and the Ducks and Bruins can't even score in overtime. So here we go with Troy Terry. With Troy Terry's shot, he tries to do like the same thing that Pastrnak did, but he goes the opposite side and goes against the left pad of Ullmark, and Ullmark's able to make the save. So we move on to Charlie Coyle's attempt. Charlie Coyle's attempt is just nice save by Gibson, actually. So he comes in nice and slow, tries to like get Gibson to drop his glove, and Gibson just holds his glove there and is able to get it with the top side of his glove. And then we have another decision by Dallas Eakins. We go Trevor Zegras, Troy Terry, and then Kevin Shattenkirk for some reason. We go Kevin Shattenkirk as our third shooter. It makes no sense to have Kevin Shattenkirk be our third shooter. Shattenkirk comes into the zone, slows it down, kind of like Coyle does. He tries to go low blocker on Ullmark. Ullmark reads it all the way. Easy save. Like, it was a bad decision to have Shattenkirk shoot there. I would have preferred Max Comtois, who ends up missing the fourth one, go third. And then maybe we have someone like, I don't know, Adam Henrique, Jakob Silfverberg. Silfverberg used to be money in the bank in the shootout. He was shooting like 66% for the longest time. And then they just stopped using him. I think it's Eakins' decision to stop using him, but like, still, he was so consistent. Why not use Silfverberg in the shootout? Taylor Hall scores, comes in really fast, which you don't see often anymore. And yeah, he just slides at 5-hole on Gibson. Nice play by Taylor Hall. Scored the goal that, got in that Gibson shouldn't have let in. Maybe he was in John Gibson's head this game. Yeah. Taylor Hall scores. Comtois just misses, and yeah, that's the game. Comtois makes a nice little move and tries to get around Ullmark, but puck just kind of hops off his stick at the wrong time, and he hits the side of the net, and that's the game. Great attempt by Comtois. He definitely made Ullmark earn it, and Ullmark earned it. Earned the win, earned the 2 points, and the Ducks now fall to 1-3-1. It's really unfortunate that the Ducks didn't win this game. The effort level was through the roof compared to the last 3 games. Like, they looked awful against the Islanders. They looked awful against the Rangers. And then they looked awful after the first period against the Devils. And so, this was a step in the right direction. Dallas Eakins said it after the game. This is a step in the right direction, but it needs to be better still. Something that was very, very, like, good to see. Look at this. 31 shots. 31 shots. Who is this team? Like, yeah, they went to overtime, but 31 shots. 36. That's only 5 difference this time. Oh my god, that's so nice to see compared to the 40 to 20 that we were seeing in the past however fucking many games. But again, Ducks 5 minors. Not winning games like that. The discipline needs to be better, but Ducks looked good. Ducks look good. So hopefully they'll win their next one. Speaking of the Ducks' next game, it is on Sunday at 2 p.m. and it's actually going to be broadcast on ESPN. So it'll be a fun game to watch against the Detroit Red Wings, who are way better this season, at least on paper. We'll see how good they match up against the Ducks on Sunday. I think there will be more goals than the 2 that were scored in this last game against the Bruins, but hopefully, against Detroit, the Ducks will be able to pull off a win. If they play defensively sound like they did against the Bruins, and then just, keep that offense going, I think they have a good shot at beating the Detroit Red Wings. They seriously need to work on their power play. All right, thank you so much for joining me again on this DDFR. I hope to see you in the next one this upcoming Sunday. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button if you liked what you saw. Hit that subscribe button if you really liked it. And tell all of your friends. Thank you so much. Have a good day.